guys, this is another products empties videos. Does that make sense? This is another products I've used up video. I did not realize how much junk and empty containers I had until I keep a drawer in my closet where every time I finish a product, I put it in there, and I did not realize just how much I had been using. I'm gonna start with candles because I used up quite a few candles, especially with the holidays and everything. The first one was by Yankee. It's the Balsam and Cedar. This is my very favorite traditional Christmas tree scent. I talked about this, I think, in my holiday tag. But because I don't have a real Christmas tree, I have a fake one. I miss that scent of pine, and this is just like the best out of all of the different pine scented candles I found. I also finished another one of the Red Velvet Cupcake from Target. These are their soy candles, and you guys know, goes without saying, this is my very favorite candle from Target. And then Pumpkin Cheesecake. I love this one. It's a seasonal limited edition that comes out every fall, and it's wonderful. So I highly recommend next time around you guys pick this up and try it. I cleaned out, well, I got the wax out. I'm gonna actually repurpose the container. Some of these I might, that's why I didn't want to get rid of them yet. And then this one, this was a smaller one. This is Cozy Nights, and it came out this winter in Target. I wasn't a big fan of this, so if it comes out again next winter, I would say pass. And I finished a big one from Candles by Victoria. This was Leaves, which was phenomenal. It doesn't smell exactly like the Bath & Body Works Leaves, but it's that typical like fall, autumn, cinnamon, nutmeg, like outdoors. It was amazing. I love that her candles come in like these kinds of things, because now I can reuse this as a giant coffee mug, which is amazing. And the last little candle that I have is the little baby mason jar that was Vanilla Chai. I love this scent. I don't think this is in store anymore. I think this was like a fall scent. I do actually have a larger mason jar burning right now as we speak in my kitchen. It's a wonderful kitchen coffee cinnamony scent, and so if it does come around next season, I would pick one up. But I just love this little jar. I already cleaned it out, and I'm gonna use it for travel, like for jewelry studs, or I don't know, like cotton squares or something. I just think it's a cute little container. Okay, next I'm going to talk about hair products, because there again we had a few. I finished the shampoo and conditioner. This was the Suave Salon Proven Moisturizing Shampoo and Conditioner with macadamia oil and white orchid. They have several scents in this line. They compare this to Pureology, which is a higher end brand of hair care. I love this stuff. And again, I think I mentioned these in a favorites video. I think they were $2.99 a bottle at Target, and I'm going to be repurchasing, like, amazing stuff. They did not dry my hair out. They do contain a little bit of sulfates, which if you are anti-sulfates, then obviously these won't work for you, but I've kind of welcomed them slightly back into my shampoos, just because I have been using more hair products than I ever have before, and I like that the sulfates really cleanse my hair. I really feel like they get a good cleanse, and I haven't found them to be drying at all, which is really the downside to sulfates. It can be very drying and harmful on your hair, but I did not find that at all. I was so impressed with these, like $2.99. So I highly recommend those, especially like if they're on sale. I say stock up. This was the best hairspray. This is the Not Your Mother's She's a Tease Volumizing Hairspray. I have actually repurchased another bottle of this already. It is amazing. It smells wonderful. It has a very good hold on your hair, but I don't want to like misguide you in saying that, because it's not a crisp crunch where you can't brush your hair, where it just feels ratty the next day. The thing I love about this is I don't wash my hair every day. I maybe go sometimes 3 days. I've even gone 4 days, and the fact that I can use it each of those 4 days and it doesn't make my hair look bad or feel bad. It's just like I can comb it out the next day and then recurl and respray it, and it's just like so fresh and bouncy. You can also spray it up into your roots to kind of give you a little bit of lift. It's just awesome, especially if you are someone that doesn't wash your hair every single day. This is so great. On contrary to that, I didn't quite finish. There's like barely any of this one. This is the Moroccan Oil Luminous Hairspray in the medium finish, and when I first tried this, I loved it. It smells wonderful, I will give it that, but ever since having another one to compare to, I think this is I don't want to say it's awful. It's just not as good. This does give you that crunchy feel on your hair. There was a point when this past month I was trying to use it up because I really just didn't like it, but it was expensive. It was $21. And I've mentioned before, I'm someone that cringes when I have to like throw product away and I didn't finish it up. So I was trying so hard to finish this, and I was using it the same way I use the Not Your Mother's, and I couldn't. I had to wash my hair like the second day, the day after I used this, because it just made my hair feel like crunchy and it wasn't fluffing nicely afterwards, and it just, ugh, I just didn't like it. And on top of that, the nozzle is like broken, which was really frustrating, especially because it was expensive. So awesome news that this is a very much cheaper alternative that you can find at the drugstore. Okay, I used up 2 foundations this month. Woohoo! I'm so excited. The first one was NARS Sheer Glow. This, I think, hands down, is my very favorite #1 foundation of all time. It does not contain SPF, so I use this a ton when I needed to look presentable in, not presentable, but I needed to look good in photographs because there's no flashback. It doesn't make you look white. It has a very dewy finish. You do not need to set it with powder. It looks even better if you do set it with powder. I don't really ever set it with powder, to be honest, because I like the dewy finish. I purchased the pump off NARS's website, which I'm actually gonna take off before I chug this bottle, because when it comes, it doesn't come with a pump, it just comes with a cap. But this is wonderful. I am a little bit sad to see this go, but I will be repurchasing as soon as I use up some of my other foundations, because my foundations are getting out of control. And then Makeup Forever HD foundation, another one that I really enjoyed at the time. I liked it for a very long time, and then as I kind of started using other foundations and trying others, I didn't like it as much. So I think it's a great foundation, especially again for photography, because it doesn't contain SPF. I don't know that I will be repurchasing. I didn't love it enough that I just want to keep using this one, whereas with the NARS, I'll always repurchase. It's a great foundation, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I'm not like totally crazy about it. One that I'm going to just be tossing, and I didn't use it up, this was by Ole Henriksen. It's the Perfect Truth CC Cream in medium, and I really wanted to love this. I love the concept of these BB and CC creams. They're lighter than foundations, they contain SPF, they serve as a moisturizer, blah, 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 blah. I didn't like this at all. It made my skin look really greasy. Even when I set it with powder, it still didn't look good. I kept trying it like over and over because I just really wanted to like love this, because I love the concept of it, but it just, I did not like the way that it made my skin look at all ever. So unfortunately, I'm gonna just be putting this in the garbage, but I wanted to let you know. And then major moisturizers I used up. This one was the Pure Guava Fig Body Oil, and I got this in one of my Seasons box. I love this stuff. I'm a huge, huge fan of body oils. If I didn't try this, I probably would have never experienced them, but I'm a huge fan of them. They're incredibly moisturizing and surprisingly not greasy at all, which is kind of, I think, why people stray away and don't want to try them. They think like your body's just going to be so greasy, and that was not the case at all. It was incredibly hydrating for my skin, smelled wonderful, and it was very like all natural, good for you ingredients. And then I also used up the one from Benefit, which is Bathina, and this one was a very like, I would say this one did the job more, but this one was a more of like, oh, I smell nice and my skin is silky smooth. It does have a very beautiful feminine sweet scent, but it definitely wasn't a like crazy hydrating moisturizer. I think I would use this like on top of my moisturizer when I go on vacation or in the summer, and I wanted like a nice little sheen on my legs, or just wanted my skin to feel a little bit smoother. But as far as like using this as a moisturizer to hydrate your dry legs or dry skin, I wouldn't say so. I probably wouldn't be repurchasing this one, but the concept of it was kind of a nice little thing. I used up 2 of the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Creams. I keep these. I kept one at my I kept one in my nightstand and one in my handbag. This is the end-all be-all wonderful moisturizer for when your skin is just incredibly dry and chapped and you can't seem to keep it moisturized. This is wonderful. I always have this on hand. I have a huge tub in my bathroom. I use it on my body, like dry spots, and also on my face. I have another tub in my car, and I think I even have another moisturizer in my bathroom closet to travel with. So it's really great stuff. Also from the line, Facial Radiance Pads. Facial Radiance Pads. And again, I think I talked about these in a favorite. These are wonderful. I ended up cutting them in half towards the end to just not make them go away. I do kind of think I need the whole pad. It's not that big for my whole face, but you can get away with just using half. But this is a really great gentle exfoliator for when you cleanse your face and you just kind of want like a nice glow afterwards, or you just kind of feel like your skin needs a little bit of extra buffing. These are wonderful. They're gentle enough that you can use them every day. You don't have to worry about them being super abrasive. They're really, really great, and I will be repurchasing these. And then this guy, this was the Ultra Repair Wash. I believe it's new from their line. It's body wash, and it's a very gentle body wash. Didn't really have a scent at all. Very just gentle. Think of it as like a higher end Cetaphil. When I was in the hospital after I gave birth, I relied on Cetaphil to not be harsh on my skin and burn, and this I think would be a great alternative to that because it's so gentle and it doesn't have a scent, and it foams really nicely, and it's a really good body wash, but it's just a very, very gentle body wash. I used up a good amount of fragrances again this month because I've just been really trying to get my collection condensed. I used these two roller balls, Elizabeth and James Nirvana, and here again, I don't think I need to spend too much time talking about these. I've since repurchased a big one of the black, another rollerball set, and another white with a lip gloss set from Sephora. This is my new favorite scent fragrance. I love them together. I prefer the black if I had to pick one, but they're wonderful, and I'm so impressed with that. I also used up a little sample of the Tory Burch. I really wanted to love this because I'm a big fan of Tory Burch. It kind of reminded me of like Clinique Happy, like maybe like a more adult version of Clinique Happy, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it was very like citrusy, and I'm just not a very citrusy fan of fragrances. And then I used up this one. This is by Hermes, and it was the Rose Ikebana. This was a nice one. I bought this when I got the Amber Narguile, and I wanted to kind of sample and try some of the other ones. Not as much as the Amber Narguile. No way does it even come close. It's a very, very heavy rose floral fragrance. Nice though, not overpowering. It stays on your skin all day, and it has a very strong scent. Like, I feel like people will recognize this scent, not recognize, but notice the scent when you walk into a room. Just didn't love it as much as some of the other perfumes. Mascara. I used up a CoverGirl mascara, the Lash Blast Volume. This I feel like is the one I always go back to when I'm kind of in a mascara rut and I just can't seem to get my lashes to look nice. For a while there, I was just like, my lashes, I just felt like they weren't looking good. So I went back to get this one, and it's just tried and true. It's just a really great mascara. And then a little bitty baby eye primers, an Urban Decay primer potion. I have so many of these samples between 100 Point Perks and palettes from Urban Decay that I just have so many, and this is a great primer. It's always kind of been my #1. And then I also used up this one that a sweet subscriber from Germany sent me by P2. It's the Perfect Eyes Base, and this one took me a long time to get through. If you live in Germany or you have access to this brand, I think this is a wonderful, wonderful eye primer. I never had any shadows creasing or caking or wearing off. It has a very nice, it kind of just feels like a lotion that you're putting on your eyelids. It's very different from the Urban Decay, the consistency of it, but it was really, really great, and I'm super impressed with this. I finished a little bit of the this little sample, the Caudalie Vino Perfect Serum. I did want to include samples because I think it's worth letting you guys know what I think. This was okay. I didn't really notice the difference. I didn't notice it, you know, super hydrate my skin, or I didn't feel like I missed it when I ran out of it. It was just kind of an extra step, an extra moisturizing step in your routine, and I really could just do without it. I don't feel like it really did anything. And then the Bliss Triple Oxygen Explosion Vita Bead Infused Moisture Cream. Here again, this, I'm a huge, huge fan of the Triple Oxygen Mask. That's something that's a staple in my shower. And so I was excited to try this because their whole like oxygen line is great. I've since tried their foam cleanser too, which is for another video. But this one I was excited about. I don't feel like it was a super great, really hydrating moisturizer. It was a nice surface moisturizer, like an extra layer to your moisturizer maybe, but I don't think it was a good deep hydrating moisturizer where it just did the job when my face was feeling really dry. Finally used up the Mally primer, and I say finally because it's just so bulky. If the packaging wasn't so bulky, I think I probably would repurchase it because it's a typical like silicone based primer. It's exactly the same consistency of Benefit's Professional, and I think for some days those kinds of primers are great, especially if you feel like your pores are really large and you need to like smooth out the look of your skin. I think it's really great, but I feel like I was gonna stutter there. For me, for an everyday primer, I would much prefer a hydrating, glowy, like extra boost moisturizing primer. Like the one from Shu Uemura is kind of like my favorite at the moment, or I loved the Hourglass Mineral Veil primers like that, where I feel like they're kind of like a serum. I much prefer over the pore reducing primers. It's good. It did the job. It makes your skin look really great, especially if you didn't want to wear foundation or powder. But the packaging is just so darn bulky that I'm kind of just glad to see that go. Okay, I'm sorry I'm rushing through. I just have so much to get through. I finished all 3 of the cleansing waters that I talked about in my battle with Bioderma, the Vichy, the Sephora, and the Caudalie. Obviously, I'm not going to go into detail. I'll link the video below if you want to know my thoughts on each one, but I did manage to use up all 3, and that's good. Another facial product that I used was by Bella Boo, and this is the Buff Skin Facial Exfoliator. This brand sent me their whole line years ago, and I finally got through this one. It was okay. The one thing I like about the line is it contains sea buckthorn, which is the same thing found in the Cebu line. It's a good kind of like non-abrasive daily exfoliator if you just want to slough off excess dead skin, but you don't want like a deep exfoliator like a Modern Friction or an Exfoliate. It's a more gentle exfoliator. Didn't love it enough that I'd be repurchasing. I finished, finally, this took me forever to get through. This is the Polish Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I've talked about this. I love this. This was my daily moisturizer for the longest time. It has a very slight tint to it, which is kind of nice for those days that you want it to go without foundation. It obviously does contain the SPF 30 and really good for you ingredients. This is amazing, and I will be repurchasing. Ico sent me a bunch of their products to try, and they're their Hydrogel Eye Patch for Radiant Bright Eyes. Freaking amazing. I have another product that I just purchased at Ulta that I cannot wait to talk to you guys about, very similar to this, but they're these little pads. They look like this, and you just put them on and you go about your business, and you can leave them on and you don't have to like lay down with them. You can kind of do whatever you need to do, but they're just like an instant cooling boost to that under eye area. So wonderful. Ico isn't the easiest line to get a hold of. Sephora does have some of their products in store, even more products online. These are not sold online. I don't know why, but if you have access to these, I would definitely recommend you trying them. They're great for like events that you have at night, or a big date, or just like a night that you just want to pamper yourself. They feel so good. Sticking with some facial masks, I tried this one. This is the Manuka Honey and Jasmine. And this, you can find these at Ulta. This smells so good. It's a peel off mask, which in the past I haven't had the best experiences with, but this one surprisingly was okay. It peeled right off. It didn't hurt. It didn't feel like I was waxing my face. It smelled really wonderful, and I really liked that. They're really great little gifts for your girlfriends around the holidays. And then I also tried this sheet mask from Sephora, the pearl mask, and I just kind of love the concept of like crushed pearls in a mask. It felt good. I don't think that it was like revolutionary or like the most wonderful mask I've ever tried. It was a nice pampering mask. I finished another Shiseido Cotton. Obviously, that's always in my videos. Another of the Cebu cleanser. I'm still using this, the bar cleanser and the liquid cleanser. I use the liquid mostly with my Clarisonic. I still use this every morning and every night, and I absolutely love it. I go through these pretty much every other month. The Beauty Blender Cleanser, not a fan of this. I've purchased this solid cleanser, and I can tell you already just from using it a few times, it's night and day. This just, I don't feel like it was as effective as the solid cleanser. I feel like it didn't really get my Beauty Blender squeaky clean all the way that I wanted it to. I ended up kind of using the rest of this up on my brushes as a brush cleaner, which did work very well for that. It took me forever to use this. Like, I bought this when it first ever came out, and I just finished it. I would not repurchase. The solid, however, I probably would. This one is exciting. This is the Smooth Harmony from MAC. It was the beauty powder that was released with the Heatherette collection, which, am I dating myself? Like, holy cow, Heatherette. When was that? 2008? I was definitely still living in my parents' house. But this, I didn't use it for a long time because the bronzer was a little bit of an orangey tone. It was good for summer, like for a bronzy glow on your face, but for every day it just was, especially now, like just not good. So I ended up kind of using it up as a contour, in my eye crease, and it kind of worked for that, or just when I kind of wanted a bronze glow. But I'm just so happy to be done with this. It took me forever, and I really never use up powders from MAC unless it's like an MSF Natural or a Studio Fix, like blushes or powders. It's so rare. I love the packaging. I will be reusing the packaging, just depotting this, but I'm just so happy that's done. And then these two babies. This was the Hourglass Mechanical Gel Liner, the black, really tiny thin gel liner. Holy cow, I think I finished this in less than a month, which was really depressing because it was an amazing product and it is a little bit expensive. I didn't know this. Somebody actually tweeted me because I think I complained about it on Twitter that I couldn't believe that it was like done already. And somebody tweeted me and said that it did warn you on their website that it only gave you up to like something crazy like 7 uses or something, I don't know. But it's definitely there in black and white on Sephora's website, so shame on me for not seeing it. And now I understand why they sell these in packs of 3. I didn't understand it in the beginning. I'm like, why would you need 3 at a time? But I would repurchase this. I probably will repurchase it because it really was a great product. It's a pencil, but it looks like a gel when it's on, and it really great. And then the Stella Stay All Day Liquid Felt Tip Pen. This is amazing too. I have some others from other brands that I'm going to be using, but I would repurchase the one from Stella. I think that it was a really great product, and this too lasted me forever, like the longest time ever. And now it's just it's just dried out. So that is that. And then an empty that I had in there was the MAC 40, what number is this? 43 lashes. They look like this. And I like these just okay. I don't feel like they were drama enough for me. They're a very natural lash. They kind of just make your natural lashes a little bit fuller. Not a pair that I would repurchase, but they were nice. It's nice that these count as an empty, so that's good. So that's it. Those are all of my empties from the last few months. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will try to find links for everything and link them below. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. They claim that they're actually just wipes soaked in the micellar cleansing water. So I would think they're gonna be amazing.